Welcome to the APTA's fifth Grand Prix event of the season, the Philadelphia Open, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors Viking and Uline. We are streaming from the Philadelphia Cricket Club on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I'm Brad Easterbrook, alongside Mark Fischel, bringing you the men's semifinal between the team of Arraya and Parsons, our number 2 seeds here, and Protesenko and LePivert. So, Mark, why don't you introduce us to our players a bit?
Okay, so at the top of the screen in the funny-looking green and white hat is Max LePivert, and his partner in the blue hoodie is Anton Protesenko. At the bottom of the screen with the blue cap in the right-hand corner is Juan Arraya, and his partner, Mark Parsons, in the black and white cap. So let's talk about these teams, Brad. Arraya Parsons have really struggled of late. If we could take a fast look at the draw, we can see that they lost their first set of their first round 6-1, and for going through 6-2, 6-3. That was coming off the heels of their second round loss at Short Hills. So clearly struggling. Seemed to have got it together against Rams and Watt in the last round. Coleman Morgan, our fourth seeds, were upset by LePivert Protesenko, who came through with two relatively easy matches, 2-4, 4-2. So we were talking off air about, LePivert Protesenko really go with Protesenko. So why don't you talk a little bit about his game?
Yeah, Protesenko's very good. He's a relative newcomer onto the scene. The last couple of years, he's really come into his own. He can hit the ball off both sides. He drives it well off both. He's got volleys. He has a spin overhead. He doesn't use it so much. Serve is a little bit of an issue. We certainly saw that in Boston. That was a problem. He'll use an underhand serve, but
exclusively,
but not an offensive one. He really just sort of lays it in the box. And but he has the ability to roll the ball, hit off-pace drives. But what I'm seeing for him today and the last couple of times is he's also bringing the heat as well as the off-pace roller to sort of keep his opponents off balance when he's in the backcourt. So he's a very good player. Look forward to a good match here.
So you have 4 teaching professionals, and somewhat interestingly enough, Protesenko works for Parsons. So you have to wonder, if he wins this match, does he have a job on Monday? Is he out of work?
That's a good point. There should be some sort of you might have to, I think there will be undue use of power by Parsons, but who's to say if,
I know it's probably coincidence, Brad, but I noticed that you never lost to any of your assistants.
I never lost once to any of my assistants. That's true, because without a doubt, I would fire them. Yeah. But anyways, this match should be an interesting look, because I actually think Arraya and Parsons are kind of a little bit of the story. They haven't righted their ship yet. And they don't seem to be playing together. It's just sort of two individuals hitting balls. They haven't had a cohesive game yet.
Well, they have played very little paddle this year. Boston was their second event. They played Western New England's in December, where they lost to Durant Mitchell in the semis, having set points. And then in Boston, they lost again in the semis, Durant Mitchell, and then Short Hills was just an abject disaster. Okay, we're going to go to our chair umpire to introduce the players.
Ladies and gentlemen, this semifinal round match is the best of 3 sets with tiebreaks. To my right in the deuce court is from Stamford, Connecticut, Juan Arraya. And in the ad court from Weston, Connecticut, Mark Parsons. To my left in the ad court from Norwalk, Connecticut, is Anton Protesenko. And in the deuce court, his partner from Stamford, Connecticut, Max LePivert. LePivert Protesenko won the toss and elected to receive.
Yeah, so interestingly, with those guys, they were up on Durant and Mitchell in Boston for Arraya Parsons, and seemingly cruised through a first set playing really well. And there was a moment where it sort of flipped over on him.
You didn't have a new ball?
At that point, it's been tough. Arraya has said he's not sure what he's doing out there, choices-wise, what to do with each ball. He hasn't felt comfortable yet this year. So we'll see. I mean, this is their last opportunity, really, to get it right before Nationals in a couple of weeks.
Although, interestingly enough, they had a really mediocre year last year.
And then won Nationals.
Won Short Hills and won Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, so things to look for today. You know, LePivert's got some specific moves that he uses, quick bunt lobs, and then he follows them up with movements forward. You know, Protesenko, like you said before, Mark, he works for Parsons. These players know each other very well. At many times has Arraya teamed up with LePivert over the years.
Lost in the semifinals, the 2016 Nationals at Darien to the eventual winners.
Yeah,
Broderick and Palmer 6-4 in the third, ended that year up 3 in the country. Okay,
Yep.
here we go. Juan Arraya in the white and black and white and black. Very monochromatic is served. That's Max LePivert in the blue. And I expect to see them play very slowly in the backcourt.
I expect the same with some spot volleys, although there you see a quick move right away from Protesenko.
15 love.
Wasn't slow at all there.
You know, one of the things Protesenko struggled with, as a lot of young, talented players do, is his decision making. Determination when to hit what shot. That's definitely been a work in progress and the source of some frustration for LePivert.
Now we should mention it's such a beautiful day out there. It's like 50 degrees, but it is super bright. And you can see here that sun is straight up ahead. I wonder if it's going to be a factor today. We'll have to see.
And the side that Arraya Parsons are on right now is the tough side.
That's a big backhand there.
15
from
all.
Protesenko.
And Protesenko possesses one of the skills necessary to beat Arraya. You have to be able to hurt him on that side wire.
Yeah, it's one of the things that is going to be interesting. There you see 2 balls into the Protesenko backhand. He takes them both with an attacking move. Wow. That's terrific volleying.
Arraya catches the nick.
30-15.
That's a great point.
I think Parsons has played more good points in the first 3 than he did at Short Hills. He looks good early. Yeah, it's a dangerous move from Protesenko. See, that's a ball he just can't
40-15.
follow into net. To me, that's just a bad decision, a mental error. You really want to avoid getting into a hands battle with Arraya.
Tries for the extra bit of
40,
touch, keep
30.
it extra low, and misses. He's looking up at the sun already.
Well, he did keep it extra low,
He
just
did.
lower than the height of the net. Those are tough balls to volley, Brad.
That is going to be really dangerous, and Protesenko's going to think better
Game
about that
Arraya
in the future.
Parsons,
You
they
cannot
lead
hit that
1-0
off-pace ball to Arraya.
So let's talk about that. LePivert jumps over the net. So in order to win that point, he's got to contact the ball and then hit one of his opponents in the flesh in the air before he lands.
Right, because if he lands in the opponent's court while the ball is still alive, it's still a loss of point.
Right. You can run around the net in the green, but you can't go in the purple. But it was a nice jump, very, very elegant.
Yeah, so right there, Protesenko's got to file away a couple little mental errors. He's got to be a little more careful in transition, and he's got to be a lot more careful with that off-pace ball there to the Arraya cut.
And that's really elementary mistakes. I mean, you have to know you can't hit that ball to Arraya.
Right.
Although I'm not
15
sure
love.
that Protesenko knows it. That one was a little bit harder,
A little bit.
but also a dangerous one.
One of the things I like about Protesenko is whether he makes all the right choices or not, he does not appear afraid of anything. He goes about his business.
Big forehand there for LePivert.
That's a good tipper.
And that's smart not to come in behind that ball.
Arraya very, very good in transition, one of the best in the game. Oh, looking up at the sun, just almost
15
completely
all.
missed that.
You think that's why he missed the low forehand?
Possible. Oh, wow.
That's a
Great
great
volley.
read. Great volley. And that Arraya one-handed backhand just presents such difficulties. So much he can do with it. Another great get on the neck. Great point, Brad.
Yes, really good point. It's terrific athleticism. One or two overheads could have been a little different from Protesenko
30-15.
and LePivert because they put a good pressure on Arraya and Parsons there.
All.
30s. We should note we have another semifinal going on as well. The number one seeds are Durant and Mitchell against Grangero and Frazier.
30-40.
And that's an example of Arraya kind of luring Protesenko into his game. He hits the waterfall overhead, then he's on top of the net. So Protesenko makes that shot. What's going to happen? Arraya's going to make the volley. First game to Frazier Grangero over there, 1-love.
Arraya working some heavy spins. Well played there by Protesenko and LePivert.
See Arraya bailing.
Good bail. Ooh, and Protesenko just
Game
swats
Arraya
that
Parsons.
volley.
They lead 2-0.
It's a good start for Arraya Parsons, and Protesenko's got to just settle down a little.
Parsons looks really sharp. I mean, he hit a couple of rollers that game, which is one of his staples. And in Boston, he just got way too much of the ball and missed several of them. So it's Mark Parsons to serve to Max LePivert. Mark serving overhand. That's interesting.
Ooh.
15, love.
I think Max got distracted by the Clark Trophies banner.
Could be. I mean, it's a very lovely banner. Ooh.
There's a bit of a
15
sloppy
all.
miss from Parsons.
Yeah, that ball was too far behind him. He misread the ball coming off the screen.
And Arraya loves to come forward.
Yeah, transitionally, he's been one of the best in the game over the past few years. When
So
he's
you watch.
moving in, super dangerous.
So there he
15-30.
was a little too aggressive, but he'll wait till Parsons has got the ball, and Parsons will try and hit a ball that's dipping at the net, and Arraya will follow it forward.
Yeah, Arraya's best partnerships have always been with a player who can
15,
drive
40.
the ball off the deck downward, and he gets started before his partner actually makes the contact, so he's all on top of that net.
He and Jeff Morneau did that so effectively.
Yeah, Morneau takes that ball early and hits it down with a quick early stroke.
And there's you saw Arraya kind of following the ball across the court and just always presenting his backhand volley. Ooh, good swing from LePivert.
30,
Catches the
40.
top of the tape there.
All right, 30-40.
1-all. Durant Mitchell, Frazier Grangiero.
Great cover there.
Like the
Protesenko looking to
sequence from Protesenko.
jump the backhand. Nice.
Great rip
Game.
from LePivert there.
Really good spot. He catches Arraya
LePivert.
off the net.
Protesenko, Arraya Parsons lead 2-1.
Got that big forehand. He's really hitting that forehand much better than he has.
I agree, Mark. I think it's one of the big things for Protesenko LePivert. LePivert's bringing the offense. Uline. Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at the pace of play, Brad. I would have thought that LePivert and Protesenko play a little bit slower, but it hasn't been that slow.
Nope, it's not slow at all. In fact, Protesenko is, hitting what he's looking to hit, and I think he's trying to feel out the right spots. I think this is going to be one of the crucial parts, is how they were able to hold serve and get into net. I mean, that is just tattooed there by Arraya.
Another
Great
good get
digs.
for Protesenko. He moves so well. He doesn't look like he'd move that well, but he really does.
Yep. Oh, wow. Beautifully done by Arraya, drawing the players in, and then they're looking for offensive volleys behind them, and they get it on the second try.
15.
Nicely done. They're going to have to consider lobbing those short balls unless they can get a really good strike.
Honestly, not sure why Protesenko's following those serves into the net.
30.
In one way, I like it in the sense of he's forcing them to hit it hard, and if they take a little off, he'll be there to volley it. And right now, they tattooed 2 in a row. There's the problem right there when he finds
40.
the spot. I think this is going to be one of the crucial things, their ability to hold the Protesenko serve or even take the net. So far, they're 0 for 3, 0 for 4.
Game, Arraya
As
Parsons.
opposed to
they
Durant
lead
Mitchell,
3
where the
games to
ball's
1.
kind of heading down. It's got a downward trajectory. Protesenko's almost got a loopy look to it.
It's soft and loopy. I mean, he's going to have to work something different with that, I think, in the future. I
15
think at
love.
the top level,
That's not
we
effective.
just saw it there. The guy's just tattooed 4 in a row. And like we were talking about in, broadcast back a little bit, Mark, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the players hammering the ball at the net man, too, every now and then.
That's the role that Parsons has been so reliable for years and really struggled with in Boston. Frazier Grangero are up 2-1. That ball was close.
Very. That's so well done.
30, love.
The ball was a yard and a half from the net. Just exploded off the neck. Oh, that was a wild forehand from
40,
LePivert.
love.
It's a great start here for Arraya Parsons. They look comfortable and just way too many mistakes right now out of, and even strategically, you know, what they're going to want to do from Protesenko and LePivert.
That was like the fifth
Arraya
ball he was going to hit,
Parsons.
right?
Lead 4
Couldn't lob
games
any
to
more
1.
balls.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
Both.
Yeah. Well, you have to figure, we talk about captains of a team, that LePivert is the captain of that team, Protesenko.
Yeah, assuming that Protesenko's listening to him, which I know has been a source of an issue for them this year. Okay, Max LePivert to serve.
4-1 down. There's a missed
15,
return
love.
from Arraya.
Parsons just seems locked in early.
Yeah, they haven't missed. I mean, they missed a return last time, but they're right now just hitting terrific returns.
$30, love.
Anybody else in the country would have bailed there. And Arraya makes so many of those volleys, it's hard to be critical of him for doing that.
Yeah, he just steps up there, and he, along with players like Frazier, he'll move forward when you would think it's not a good idea, or he'll stay there
40, love.
because he wants the engagement, and he thinks he'll come out on top overall. He lost that one, but
Brutal game so far from Arraya. 2 missed forehands and that missed volley.
nice cutoff.
Well,
Well, he
Game,
completed the
LePivert,
forfecta
Protesenko.
there. 4
Arraya
errors out
Parsons
of
lead 4 games to 2.
Arraya.
this is where I like to go over to my partner and say, my bad. We'll get it back. Okay, Parsons to serve.
Yeah, because isn't that exactly what LePivert and Protesenko want? Just an easy, gifted game.
And there's Arraya looking for the blitz. Parsons misses the
Love,
lob long.
15.
Won't be happy with that.
It's 5 unexplainable errors there. Oh, that is just so good.
15
He
all.
almost decelerated into that one, didn't he?
Well, that's what's so terrific and amazing about what Arraya does there. He holds it, and for a moment, you have to respect the fact that he might
30,
accelerate
15.
and hit it through the court low and at your feet. And right at the moment of contact, he decelerates and just cuts a winner, and it's incredibly hard to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, he putts that way, too.
So you're saying his slash overhead is better than his putting?
Is the Pope Catholic? LePivert, after looking sharp early, another kind of wild forehand there. If I'm Arraya Parsons, I really want to test Protesenko's patience.
Yeah, they're going to go at him for sure. Oh, good shot.
40, 15.
That's a tough ball for Protesenko. He couldn't get his paddle underneath it. He had to go for the drive. It's a great shot right on the wire. LePivert
Game, Arraya Parsons. They
framed
lead
his
5
last
games
3 or
to
4
2.
forehands. He hit a
Yeah.
couple early and it's disappeared. And that's what happens
Max.
if you do watch enough of LePivert's matches. when his forehand goes awry, he ends up only rolling it. You know, he doesn't actually drive through the ball. And when that happens, the offense can dry up for LePivert.
Yeah, he looked real good the last 2 matches, driving the ball, played real solidly. Came out here and hit a couple of good ones early, but the last couple of games, not so much.
Guys.
Right. No, he's definitely mistimed the last 3 or 4 hits.
See LePivert talking to Protesenko now. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the Protesenko serve.
I mean, they were 0-4 in 4 quick points. The service game lasted 20 seconds the last time he served. So he's got to stay back or figure something else out.
Is it round?
Checking to see if the ball's around.
Looks like it is.
Everybody agrees. Here we go.
Anton Protesenko serving. Yeah, so
Love
that's just
15.
sloppy.
Well, it's a high-risk ball from underneath the net, you know.
But how often is he going to make that ball?
Well, right, that's the point. And if he makes it, it's still traveling up to Parsons. You know, Parsons is likely to make the volley.
And here, Parsons Arraya falling into the 1-up, 1-back with the sun.
$15 all.
Parsons misses that one. See Parsons with his hand up to block the sun.
Yeah, it's a smart move. Use your opposite hand, your left hand, if you're righty, to put it in front of the sun. It's not an easy skill to develop because as you move, you have to adjust your hand and keep it behind the sun, but it really can help. That's terrific play. They're just getting them
15,
out of
30.
sorts.
Great slide there by Parsons, maintaining the backhand volley. See if Protesenko comes in behind this one. I give him credit for bravery.
Missed it wide.
Out, yeah. 30 all.
Dangerous drive for Protesenko there. He was out of position.
That's a good look. I'm not sure what Parsons had on that. He wants that one back.
40-30.
Point for 5-3.
Game, LePivert.
Arraya hit him in the head?
I don't
Arraya
think he hit him
Parsons
in the
lead
head,
5
but I think
games
he
to
stopped
3.
at the last second. But why Araya's driving the ball when his partner is in front of him like that is a little strange. And that's, you know, it's been a funny set because I would say there have been 2 of the 3 games for LePivert and Protesenko have been gifted.
Yep.
You know, when Arraya Parsons are playing solid, not giving away those points, they are in command of this match so far.
They played really well with a couple of minor blurts.
Yeah, but 2 games like
15
that,
love.
they won't be so minor if
Yep.
Protesenko and LePivert can pick up their game and their strategy.
Arraya's got one of the best serves in the country to the ad court. Big return there for
15 all.
Protesenko.
Protesenko has the answer on that one. Yeah, he can swing it into you pretty good with a pretty decent hop on it. Not at the level of, say, a Burish, who just hits it from such a high angle, but it's a good serve to the ad court. So, Mark, what are the possible ramifications here if Arraya and Parsons win this tournament here?
think they can jump. We'll have to get some confirmation from Ray Crosta, the rankings committee, but I think they can jump over. I think they can jump over Durant Mitchell for the second seed at Nationals.
Right.
Great blitz there from Protesenko.
Great blitz. He caught him off the net and he read it perfectly.
15-30.
It's a little moment here for LePivert Protesenko. You know, it's interesting about the way LePivert, I mean, Protesenko lobs. He's very straight-legged. You know, a lot of people like to get down under it, use their legs, pull the ball up into the air, and use their lower body, engage that a little. It's a little straight up. Arraya moving forward. That's, I think, what he was talking about when I was talking about him off air a little bit about he's not sure about what he's supposed to do there. That's not the time he wants to move forward.
Just served himself up.
Game, LePivert, Protesenko,
Really
Arraya Parsons
game
lead
from
5
Arraya.
games to 4, first
It's a
set.
confusing set. They've had some moments, but
Back on serve.
yep. Viking Athletics. Viking is the premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty platform ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It is the official ball of the APTA, Nationals and President's Cup, and of the Grand Prix Tour. It is also the official paddle of the APTA, and it's engineered to provide superior feel and the perfect balance of power, control, spin, and durability. The Viking paddle is the official paddle of the APTA, of Nationals, the President's Cup, and of the Grand Prix Tour. All right, so a couple of nice donations from Arraya and Parsons, and it's 5-4.
Okay, so we got confirmation from Ray Crosta, a win this weekend would jump them up to #2. Oh, good for Protesenko there.
That's
and Arraya
interesting.
misses the volley wide.
15 love.
And also confirmed by Graham McNerney. Got a lot of confirmations.
That's nice. That means they're out there listening. Thank you, gentlemen.
Boy, Arraya is just donating.
30 love.
Off the rails. Completely off the rails, in fact. You know, I spoke for a moment too with Philip Rams, you know, who was their quarterfinal matchup between Rams and Watt and Arraya Parsons, and they, you know, Arraya Parsons took him down 1-1.
40 love.
Clean, easy, efficient win. The Rams just said they played way too fast, right into their hands.
Wow, from 5-2, Arraya Parsons have
Game,
made like
LePivert,
12 errors.
Protesenko games are
I mean,
5 all.
Yeah, I mean, 3 games, 4
Yeah.
errors each. I mean, I'm trying to recall a really good shot from LePivert and Protesenko. Protesenko made a nice blitz move one time.
15
but
love.
yeah, pretty much 10 or so donated points.
And no conversation, just playing.
Questionable moves. You know, that's the other part of it. And these guys have played many matches together, and they're obviously 4-time national champion, you know, Mark Parsons.
Great volley there from Arraya in transition.
That's a good cutter in there.
Boy, that ball just jumped off the
30
wire.
love.
Terrific shot.
Wild forehand from LePivert.
40 love.
It's sort of a
First one he hit solidly in a while.
He's lost his timing on it, though. He doesn't know where his contact point is. See if he can get that back.
Yeah,
Oh.
Protesenko got away with that. But that was
40-15.
a questionable decision at best to come in behind that ball.
Yeah, and you know, Parsons was kind of lazing his way in there too.
Those are good forehands, but poorly spotted.
Yep. Oh, that's good. Putting some pressure on Protesenko.
5-2 Durant Mitchell first set.
After being down 2-1. One of the keys to that match is going to be Frazier and Grangeau's ability to hold the net and do some damage from there. It's been incredibly fun to watch the maturation Durant and Mitchell as a team.
Slow grinding points that you love, Bradford.
Perfect positioning there from Arraya and Parsons. If you watch how they shift over the outside alley when the ball was outside, that is just great stuff. No.
And misses that one.
How about that?
40-30.
It's a great point. Stayed in it until they got a ball they could hit. That is so
Game Arraya
good.
Parsons, they lead the first set 6-5.
He hits the waterfall and gets a weak return from Protesenko, and then hits the huge cut into the corner.
Yeah, that was terrific.
And now Protesenko will serve to stay in the match at 5-6.
It's an interesting feel to this match, Mark. I mean, just roller coaster up and down, but not so much in the shot making area, just in the choice area.
Yeah, I thought that last game was probably the best played game for both teams.
Well, I thought Arraya Parsons started out really well. They
Agreed.
built their lead to 4-1, and you know, Protesenko at that time was the one having some trouble making the right types of choices, and then from that moment, you know, the wheels went off. We saw a 3-game period of 12 shots in a row where just donated.
15 love.
Well, it's a volley you don't expect him to miss.
Well, there are times when you're Arraya, you play a shot thinking he's playing an offensive shot there that I think he should just volley back. Some of the time there's a cause for an offensive volley. There's no question about it. And he's one of the best at it, or he's good at it.
That serve, Protesenko just kind of tossed the ball in the box.
Yep.
Great down the line lob. And that's part of what I mean.
15
So we
all.
haven't seen one cut overhead for Protesenko the whole set, and then he pulls it out at the 5-6 game. And that's just a bad decision right there. He hung his partner out to dry.
Well,
15-30.
they have to have an understanding. If LePivert is going to stay there, then he's got to stick the drive low. He can't hit that off-pace roller drive.
First set to Durant Mitchell, 6-2.
Good job. 5 games in a row for them. That's got to get Frazier and Granjero shaking their heads a little bit. Switch at the net there from Arraya and Parsons. Great gig,
15-40.
That takes us to double set point.
Yeah, Arraya definitely has had 3 or 4 or more cut winners. He's done a terrific job with that. I mean, that's been the basic difference in the match so far is those cut winners. There's been plenty of donations on it, either side.
1 set point saved. Big forehand there from LePivert. That's great transition ball from Parsons.
I mean, he's so good at driving that ball back. You know, opponents don't even come in anymore because they know if he drives it low, Arraya is going to stay at the net.
Ooh, unbelievable. That ball looked like it was no way it was clearing the net, and it crawled over and hit the net.
2
and
set
back
points
to deuce.
Saved.
Protesenko tossing the ball in overhand. He's varying it now.
I've always thought when you get somebody doing what Protesenko is doing with his serve, if you're somebody like Arraya or one of these top players with a great slash, that serve is so easy and short. Could you go up to it and slash it versus hit a regular return?
Seen Steve DeRose do it.
Yep.
Of course, Steve DeRose does things that mere mortals can't do. Set point number 3. Protesenko again, dangerous decision in transition.
The lob.
Well, Protesenko's got no business being up there.
It's a slippery little drive. Good hold from Protesenko. Oof, right on the line, I think.
And there's that great position volley from Parsons.
Yeah, he does a great job with that. Set point down, though. Protesenko is not afraid to hit his shots.
And that's such a fine line, isn't it?
Sure.
You've got to be willing to hit your shots, but the phrase you used was the perfect one, Bradford. Your shots, not your second shot or your third shot, but the shots that you believe in the most.
Oh, catches Arraya being over aggressive. Tries for the winning drop volley, but he's not close enough to the net. You got to be right on top. Yeah, I'm not sure what Protesenko thinks is his shot. He seems to be able to hit it from anywhere.
Yep.
It seems like it's not like hitting a high forehand, or he's not looking for anything specific. He'll hit anything.
Set point number 4.
I mean, technically, so will probably Parsons. You know, I mean, I guess he's looking for the backhand in crucial moments, but. Oh!
Game
like to
Arraya
say that
Parsons,
was the sun,
they
but
win
the
the
sun's
first
at his
set,
back.
7 games to
Yeah,
5.
it's just a strange miss, couple strange misses from Protesenko.
Yeah,
in
so
that set.
First set goes there to Arraya and Parsons, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
I play to be a role model in my neighborhood.
I play to be part of the team.
I play to be stronger than my brothers.
I play to channel my energy in a positive way.
I play because the field is where I shine.
I play to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I play to stay healthy.
I play to feel powerful.
I play to win.
Welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series here at the Philadelphia Open. We're in the men's semifinal match where we just had the number 2 seeds of Arraya and Parsons win their first set, 7-5. Sort of a strange set, Mark.
Yeah, Arraya had a lot of great shots, a lot of bad shots.
Yeah, he was
Love
forcing
15.
some balls offensively in spots that he didn't have, and as a consequence, he went through a period of maybe like 8 to 10 points where he donated a few. You know, from how that
15 all.
set started with 4-1 for Arraya Parsons, you can't really say Protesenko and LePivert worked their way back in by raising their level so much as some donations back there from
Well, Brad, why
Arraya
don't you
Parsons.
elaborate on the conversation you had with Juan in between matches where he was saying he doesn't know where he wants to be
Oh,
as he gets a
that's just
spectacular winner.
unreal. How good he is
30-15.
at that. Yeah, you know, he just it was great. And one of the awesome things and amazing things about Arraya, he's a very open guy. You know, very warm, open, easy to talk to, and just not comfortable in his decisions right now. He doesn't know, and I think it felt like in the conversation I was having with him is that, you know, it's not something he can apply. You know, some people just apply a mental, like, I'm going to focus on this. It's almost like it felt to me like it's a feeling for him. Like, that's clearly the right ball when he's moving forward, you know. And you can see it in some of these times where he's forcing certain balls. But
40-15.
there's 2 really good shots from Arraya in this game.
And you could argue he forced that last one, but that's that fine line that Araya's on all the time.
Right. And when you hit and make them, when we've seen it before, sometimes he's a great fast front runner, you know.
He wasn't a great fast front runner that set.
Nope.
2-love Durant Mitchell in the other semifinal. We had a problem with one of our cameras over there, so we planned on giving you a sneak peek, but are unable to do so.
Now, Durant Mitchell, that's 7 games in a row for them, so they're on a tear. And that's very, I'd say, Durantian. You know, when he gets going, he just, you know, can start dealing with that overhead and the return. So you lose the net. Then they come in, Durant Mitchell. Mitchell volleys great. And then all of a sudden you got Durant just carving you up with overheads. Crushed that one. Oh, that is a good shot there from LePivert.
40-30.
Ah,
Such a great play. Intentionally speeding up the pace of play, bringing them to the net, challenging them.
yeah, he wants to bring them forward for that reason there.
Game, Arraya
As
Parsons,
diagrammed,
they
right?
win their
Right.
lead the second set, 1-0.
But how many of those points is, you know, have LePivert and Protesenko won? When they're getting drawn up, they might want to consider just lobbing that
Lobbing
ball
the
high
ball.
and getting back, because he's hitting a weak ball. The spin is making him a little off balance, you know, and then they hit weak balls, and then Arraya just smothers them.
Yeah, right now they're not winning any of those points in transition. And we talked earlier about how you have to avoid that play against Arraya. You can't be drawn into it.
Now, this is what the first set was like, that game there, before all the donations started. You know, and I would have thought, on balance, if they could have just kept this level of play, you know, this would be 6-2. We'd be well into the second set by now. Because right now I haven't seen an answer from Protesenko and LePivert yet. And LePivert started off early in that match, you know, having a couple of good forehands in the first 3 games. But then, how many forehands have we seen since then?
1 maybe?
15, love.
Oh, wow. Catches him there.
15 all.
You know, so interesting on our feed. The players, the sun is so bright behind them, they'd almost look like silhouettes.
Yep.
You know, when you're on the far side of the court. I think it might be a little harder to pick up the ball coming out that way. Oh, that's a good lob. Oh.
Protesenko got away with that one.
Well, he hit the right pace where he was able to get up in there, and Arraya saw the opening, but he tried to make it too good.
Oh, what a volley from Protesenko.
40-15.
Wow.
I thought he was dead to rights.
It's a great shot.
There's no question LePivert leads the league in caught tosses.
Oh, that's...
He's really good at it.
It's not even a contest.
He almost never drops it when he decides not to hit it.
Not even a contest.
I told him that his serve reminded me a little bit of Tsitsipas's, which he took as a compliment, but then I told him it had to do with the toss again.
The toss.
Don't get drawn into that game.
Especially that half-court drive there that you got Arraya moving forward, closing it off. And he just hammers it at him. Parsons getting involved.
Advantage.
Yeah, they won that
Protesenko,
point, but
LePivert.
Protesenko got to stay away from that.
Oh.
Smart
Protesenko.
play by LePivert to lob that ball.
Sneaking around up there.
LePivert was reading that one. He does that so well, catching that waterfall overhead early with the blitz. When Parsons isn't looking for the nick, I would say 90% of his overheads are just dumped in the middle.
Yeah. I
New
think he
ball,
does
Mark.
a great job of that, though, Mark.
I
because
say that
the
as a
points-
compliment.
Yeah,
Game.
the point's getting out of
LePivert,
control a little,
Protesenko.
and he just
Games are
resets it
1-all.
to a place. It's a perfect shot.
Another miss from Arraya there.
Yep, going for the cut winner.
Okay, Mark Parsons to serve to Max LePivert.
Just right on top of the net. That's just good.
15, love.
Protesenko just trying to survive there. Can't do it.
It's worth mentioning, Brad, that 6 of the 8 semifinalists will be on the Region 2 President's Cup team in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've heard Region 2 has had generally a pretty good President's Cup team.
Generally. If you call 7 years in a row, generally.
7 years in a row they've won the President's Cup, and it's, every year they just are loaded up.
Yeah, this is one of their best teams ever, I would say.
Yeah, you can go down the list. Durant, Mitchell, Parsons, Arraya, Hughes. I mean, that's right there. That's 5 player out of the top 4 teams.
Probably the top 3 teams after this tournament.
Yep, and it goes on from there.
15 all.
Put Grangero on that team too, I think.
I think he's Region 1 these
Is he
days.
going to be Region 1? Because
Yeah.
he's working in New Jersey.
Living in Elmhurst.
Living in Elmhurst. Got it.
A great dig. Nope, misses it wide.
30, 15.
Brad, do you think it's a strength or a weakness or both of Protesenko's that he just seems to be playing his game with no regarders on the other side of the net?
I think it's both. I mean, I think it is a great thing for a young player to not be intimidated to hit his shots, but I think he needs to understand what the right shots are better.
Oh, right at the nick.
Oh,
Well, that came out nicely.
40,
for LePivert.
15.
Misses it.
oh. That's strange there from LePivert. He just stayed back, didn't try
Game
to press
Arraya
up.
Parsons. They lead the second set 2-1. They won the first 7-5.
There is a rumor kicking around, Bradford, that Steve DeRose is going to play President's Cup this year.
Well, don't you have to qualify for that?
Nope, captain's choice.
Pick.
Captain's
All right,
pick.
captain's pick. Now, you can make an argument. Region 1's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Powers, Erdoya, Burish. I'm not sure. He still has a residence in.
I think he's playing Region 1.
Is he? Okay, because he gets a chance to play with Erdoya. That's a tough team too. If you put DeRose on that, Broderick. Tough
Lubau.
team. Yep, Lubau. I don't know if Blake Andersons would play or not. Martin Bostrom is there now.
Martin's still Region 2.
Still Region 2, okay, because he's living in Stamford, Connecticut. So you could add him to the Region 2 team, but
Love 15.
yeah, it'll be a good battle. It's always fun, President's Cup.
Protesenko's still coming in behind that serve.
Now, do you like it since the President's Cup format changed, Mark?
Love it. I think it's been just awesome.
Yeah.
15 all.
In the last few years, there have been some tremendous battles. When Chicago in 18, I think Region 2 was down match points in the semis and the finals.
Yep.
In the deciding match.
John Hughes, I remember with Faisal Razali, if I remember correctly.
That was in Darien, and then Patricio Misatrano and Todd Hiscox
Yep.
in Chicago. Been some real battles. Philadelphia, it looked like Region 1 had them in all sorts of trouble. With a volley from Arraya. Good recognition there from Protesenko.
30,
that
15.
Parsons was too deep in the court.
Yeah, a little weight moving back. Thought he may have had a go at it, but didn't get it. Whoa.
And then he
uses
serves
the
for
big
a hard serve.
Uh,
Now we see why he doesn't serve hard.
Yeah, but of all the things, I mean, why not? I don't get it, because the other serve's just getting hammered. Well, I mean, I get it if you don't hit it in, but that's a good move.
40,
I would like
30.
to see them do a little bit of that as well.
It's hard to
Protesenko's-
move too much with a soft serve.
Correct, because you can get teed up, but one move where you put your paddle out there every now and then just to make him think, one move out of every 3.
And he did there, and it was effective.
Good close by LePivert.
Game, LePivert, Protesenko.
2-all.
Games are two each in the second set.
Kind
Nice.
of an odd match, Brad, isn't it? Doesn't really have a lot of rhythm or flow.
Nope. It's just a bit of back and forth.
I think
15 love.
That shot buckled LePivert's knees.
And he's trying to just deal with the spin, push it low. Ah, that one wasn't the one.
No, that ball just
15-all.
wasn't there.
It all happened too fast. You
5-all.
also had LePivert moving before he even tried to strike it. See if we can get a score for you in the Durant-Mitchell match as well. All completely
15-30.
fools Parsons there with a little slippery push drive off the screen. Almost looked like LePivert hit it behind his body, his girth. He's so wide.
Yeah.
30-all.
And there LePivert has a great blitz and misses it long.
Y'all.
Good decision there from Protesenko to stay back.
40-30.
I don't even know why LePivert missed that ball.
Not sure. He just it seemed like a straightaway screen low, but I mean.
Okay, so 4-1 Durant-Mitchell as they continue their seeming inexorable march to the final. I don't think they've lost a set since Boston.
Yeah, short hills. They went straight through it, cruising. You know, it's funny years. Some years you see different matchups of players who play against each other, but they seem to play each other a number of times throughout the season. Like this year, it's been great, the matchups between Hughes and Powers and Arraya and Burrish. But we haven't yet to see, you know, Arraya
Deuce.
Burrish against some of these other teams.
Back to deuce.
He also had an incredible start to the season by McNerney and Chavinsky, and then, quite frankly, haven't seen much of them since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they lost
Just at
quarters
Boston.
quarters of Boston.
Right.
Didn't play Short Hills. Didn't play here. Great blitz
just
from Arraya.
tags him, takes
Advantage,
the ball lower
Arraya.
than the net. Big shot.
It's interesting. Last year, Chavinsky didn't play a tournament between charities and nationals. This year, they were the dominant team first half of the year. I think he's only played one tournament since the beginning of the year.
I mean, they won the first two, and they were pretty much in the driver's seat for the Blanchard Cup.
The Blanchard Cup, which will be won by Compton and Kaler.
Yeah. Although if the Durant and Mitchell win here,
I think Compton and Kaler have it regardless.
really,
Because this is only Durant Mitchell's second Grand Prix.
that's true. Short Hill's not a Grand Prix.
So they have a final in Boston and a win here, which obviously is, I don't even think put them in, maybe third or fourth place.
Right. They have a win in Western New England as well.
Oh, great plot there from Protesenko. The match seems to lack energy almost, Brad.
Yeah, I think that's a really
Hat out.
fair assessment. You see these moments when Arraya has been pumped up, but it's not a fired up match. He missed that wide, just going
Game, LePivert, Protesenko. They lead the second set 3-2.
For the
break
first time in the
point
match,
to-
they're ahead in a set.
Arraya Parsons won the first 7-5.
And that's the thing you get, with Arraya frequently anyway, meaning he doesn't distinguish score, right? He just distinguish I can hit a shot or I cannot hit a shot. So he's going to hit a shot whether it's add out, add in, it doesn't matter to him. A lot of players might say, okay, this is a break point. I will not miss here, or I'm not going to do this, or I won't do that. It's one of the things that makes him great. It's one of the things that can make him a little frustrating too from time to time. Because he'll allow, because I've seen him in crucial moments just pull out the most ridiculous winners.
Serving 2.
And I've also seen him throw in a game like this where they have a game point and then it's 3 points later and it's done, and for the other team.
Okay, Max LePivert to serve.
Love 15.
That's just a strange point to me, Brad.
Yeah, it's just bunted the return back, and he hits a drive right at Arraya, who's a winning volley. But I'm not sure what the shot's purpose was.
15 all.
Just sad news today too. Cochran and Estes, former national champions 2007. I guess he's popped his calf today, so they had just gotten into nationals. With a great win at the Short Hills Open, and now it looks like Estes will be out. It's unfortunate.
Hopefully it's not a bad injury.
Injury?
Back. Injury.
Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, obviously, no better sportsman and competitor out there. Scott Estes. And those guys were playing well. They were actually reaching some really good form, which is no surprise, being former national champions.
Now, earlier today, Brad, we had a team defer on serve, on the toss.
Right.
And I think Graham McNerney just texted me with a real good comment, which is wondering why LePivert and Protesenko didn't do that, because you'd want to have Protesenko serving in the sunny side since he's staying back anyway.
Right.
It's a good comment.
It's a decent point.
15-40.
Another
yelling at the
strange
sun.
shot there from LePivert.
Well, LePivert's yelling. His hands are up, looking at the sun. So he's putting that one on the sun. And it is. I mean, they'll show us shots in here, and I have my sunglasses on. It's just so bright with the sun shining. I see you strategically took the chair where you're sitting in the shade here.
Game Arraya Parsons.
I hadn't noticed that.
Games are 3 all.
I think you noticed
second
that
set.
quite well, actually. And you suckered me into the sunny side here. But don't worry, I'll get my revenge. Not sure how, but that's just
Great
good.
overhead from Arraya.
15 love.
Yeah, whatever you do get from Arraya, there will never be a shortage of some spectacular shots.
Drama.
And he has hit, though. I mean, how many finishing overheads do you think he's hit today? He's missed a couple, but how many?
5, 6.
I think more.
15 all.
I would
8.
say it's closer to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly Diesel chimes in with the number 7.
15-30.
Fault there from Parsons, staying back, 5:30. And these are the games you want to play solidly when you're on the shady side, so to speak.
Great lob. Interesting that LePivert didn't follow that one in.
Yeah, I think he's just very concerned about Arraya in transition.
Yep, must be. Because that was a really good lob and had Arraya way back in the court. Maybe he just wants to play a really, really long point here. Just this is turning into, and that's why, you know, get him hit enough balls eventually.
15-40.
Might have a mistake.
So Durant Mitchell through to the finals. We'll get confirmation in the score, but I think it was 2-2.
Yeah, those guys are just playing terrific ball. And it's the combination of how they're doing it, Durant and Mitchell. They're each playing great roles. Know what they're doing on the court.
And Sheedy says 2-1.
2 and
As
1.
Arraya catches the nick there.
30-40.
Yeah, so that was 11 out of the last 12 games for Durant Mitchell after being down 2-1 in the first. So impressive stuff against a tough team in Frazier and Grangero, but a buzzsaw.
I like how Parsons got down close to the ball so he could see that ball and make a call on it.
Oh, just can't get it.
Deuce.
You know, when you hold your hand up like that, that's Canadian for yes.
That is.
Back to deuce.
Give him the courtesy. Of course, he's happy to have the point. And why not?
Oh, almost back-to-back lead cord winners for Parsons.
He's got it.
Great dig from
Oh.
Arraya. And then Parsons takes it off the back
Advantage. LePivert, Protesenko.
But it was,
An interesting moment in the match here.
yeah, it was such an easy ball. Just exactly what you want. A high forehand. They're off the net.
Spike.
Gone.
Game.
Game, LePivert, Protesenko. They lead the second set 3-4. Arraya Parsons won the first 7-5.
Now they're leading 3-4, or are they leading 4-3? But, you know, interesting comeback. This is the second time in this set. Didn't they go up 3-2 before?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they've had a lead. Nobody's been able to hold it.
In that last game, Parsons comes back from 540 to deuce, has the high forehand at deuce, misses it, and then they get broken again. And now they're back on the sunny side. It's a strange match, Brad.
Yeah, as I said before, it's not a lot of flow. It's back and forth, but not in a way of play. Like, you know, there it's helped along as a couple of Arraya he puts away an overhead, but he misses an overhead. You know, so there's been quite a bit of that. Oh, wow. Just
Parsons
back.
is working that
15.
lead cord.
That's, yeah,
I
three of
didn't
them.
see him put his hand up in celebration that time, though.
It's a tough shot. Oh,
Yeah, that's what we talked
I
about
love
earlier.
that. Such a great move.
LePivert does that as well as anybody in the country. He and John Hughes.
They're starting to get a few here now.
Up 30.
Arraya getting in the action with the lead cord.
That's great backhand down the line.
That'd be You can see LePivert a little frustrated with the 3 or 4 let cords that are coming in this little batch.
Never understood getting frustrated about the let cords.
You know, somehow it always feels like there's a moment in the match where they're not going, well, you know, where they're always going against you. And especially if you're trying to build your comeback here.
Yeah, but it's just part of the game. It happens.
It does, and there's no question that it evens out.
And if you drive the ball more, you're going to get a few more let cords. Arraya just holds that backhand. He does so many things with it.
Yeah, the way he holds it is exceptional. It's a perfect, compact stroke. So many things, as you say, in the last minute, and that's unfortunate. That ball might have worked its way back
I think
in.
it was going to be good.
If it hits the chair or anything in it.
The chair
it's their
umpire,
point.
and he's also got a blanket on, which, you know, he needs to have because
Nah, I
it's
think
cold
he
out,
should be up there without any clothes at all.
I think they should be up there, just completely like survive the elements if you want to be an umpire.
Yeah, you don't want to be involved in play. They're
I
like his
agree.
shoes. If he had shoes on, they could get in the way.
And you know, quite frankly, if you're going to be an umpire, you should be tough enough to be out in this weather. And
My point exactly.
it's exactly your point.
And this weather, it's 50 degrees out.
You're right. I'm changing my tune completely here,
52.
says Kelly Diesel, bringing out his trusty phone. Is that Siri? Who told you that?
Good lob there from Arraya. Forehand from Parsons. Like how Arraya called it good.
Nice dig.
Oh, great dig from Arraya.
Oh no! LePivert is
Game Arraya Parsons.
on
Games are 4-all.
his feet on
Second
underneath
set.
him. He stabs at the last second.
You feel
Break
like it's
back.
inevitable that Arraya Parsons are going to win this match?
I mean, I have to say at this point in time that there's been nothing that LePivert and Protesenko have done that has built momentum. It's more or less, is Arraya missing a cut? Is Arraya not missing a cut? Parsons is just sort of doing his thing, you know, but almost in a way where you're not talking about it, but that's kind of a good thing, right? You know,
7-5, 4-all. You know, scoreboard reflects that it's been a really close match, but you just don't have any feel whatsoever that LePivert and they're just not controlling any of the play. I guess
correct.
that's it.
That they're not controlling or dictating the outcome of a lot of these points. You know, I mean, you could technically say that about some of Arraya's matches anyway. And you can certainly say that about Durant, you know, back in the day. You know, many times Durant would control the action, whether he was winning or losing, you know. And sometimes he'd lose because he would make mistakes or go for too much too soon. But either way, he's controlling it.
Yep, first
Arraya
point.
Parsons
Love 15.
both staying back here on Araya's serve. And that was another highly questionable decision on an Arraya shot there.
He's a little too far off the net to go for that offensive volley, but or was he hitting the cut?
I think he was trying to hit the big cut.
He was hitting the cut. Okay. So, I mean, I was saying it before. Kelly Diesel said 7 winners. I said he's probably hitting about 10, but he's probably made 7 or 8 errors, too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's missed a whole slew of cuts. You know, so it's not, it's just on the plus side, if anything.
It's a big forehand there from Parsons.
Nice.
Love 30.
Well, if things continue like this, LePivert Protesenko will serve for the second set. Interesting that Parsons Arraya decided to stay back out of the blue.
I think it might have something to do with the sun, but I'm not sure. And it could be very well that, you know, we've talked about the number of cuts he's made, and the number he's missed, and the sun could have
40.
something to do with that. I mean, it is certainly straight up ahead, the sun. You can see right behind the court. You always want to follow the line of the shadows. That's a great touch on that volley there from Protesenko. Serving for the set.
Game, Protesenko, LePivert, they lead second set 5-4.
But it's like you said, there's not a lot of fire on the court, or I'm not sure what the word is.
We got a new ball, guys.
Energy?
Yeah. I don't know if you know, I'm sure you have heard of Van Winitsky, you know, one of the former great tennis juniors. I think he has a couple of Grand Slam doubles titles back in the early 80s. Knew him for a bit, and he would say, before every match, I wanted to try and get all the energy that was out there, you know, capture it all and use it and take it so they couldn't have it. It was very interesting. It's sort of a, you know, perspective that is a little new agey.
$15 love.
Interesting that LePivert chose to let that toss drop completely.
As opposed
30
to
love.
catching it.
You'll have to diagram that for us later.
Well, you know, I think he was a little off balance. Didn't want to break his record of catching his toss. Oh man, just
Game
40
for
love.
Durant Parsons. 2 missed backhands for Parsons, Arraya Parsons, and then Arraya blitzes and misses the volley by a lot.
But what's missing is sort of that recognition, you know, and there you see staying back as well.
Game, LePivert, Protesenko. They win the second set, 6-4.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
When people think of Roto-Rooter, they typically just think plumbing and water cleanup. And they wouldn't be wrong, but we do a whole lot more. Roto-Rooter. Yeah, we do that too.
You can't put wings on a car. You can't see an accident coming. Or walk away from one like this. You can't make a car talk.
How can I help you?
You can't fight gravity. And you can't make one of the world's best SUVs even better. Go on, tell us what else we can't do. The all-new GLS.
Are you ready to go?
Possibly the safest, most spacious, most Mercedes SUV ever made. Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. We're in the men's semifinal match between our number 2 seeds of Arraya Parsons and the team of Protesenko and LePivert, where LePivert and Protesenko take the second set 6-4 in sort of a strange turnaround of events, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a bizarre set without any energy. It just kind of happened. Bunch of misses the last game. 4 consecutive errors from Arraya Parsons.
Right, and just trying to force a lot of play. You're seeing the teams on this sun side with the sun in their face stay back, and they're willing to just kind of push it back. I have to think the sun's a factor, but they're just forcing the action in certain ways. I mean, there were some good shots, and that's about the 5th volley that Arraya has missed.
Love 15.
And he's on the good side now.
Yep, you can't say it's the sun.
Can't say it's the sun.
Unless it's difficult somehow to, pick up the ball coming from
Love
one
30.
side to the other. Love 30. This is a series of balls here, and you just got through, Mark, saying how you feel like it's inevitable, that Parsons and Arraya are probably going to win, but I mean, they're not going to win if they make this many errors.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a litany of errors.
I mean, it's just a ridiculous amount.
15-30.
Wow. Great hands.
I mean, Arraya's missed more volleys in the last set than you expect him to miss in the whole tournament.
Been quite a few, and he's just not softening his hands on. He's squeezing the ball out. It could be the warm weather, but he's going for a lot on some of these balls that he should just be blocking back. And look, of course, there are times to be offensive with your volley if you can read the play right, but you're going to force the action. You have to make the shots. I mean, it's certainly one of the things that LePivert likes to do is to counter attack, versus like he'd rather play a long point, lob a whole bunch until he gets a ball that he can sort of move forward and hit down after 50 of them that he's, lobbed up for you. That's out, lower than the net.
30 all. $30-40.
Break opportunity early here and to win a game on the shady side.
Right on the line.
Arraya does such a good job of recovering to the net, getting himself back in position. Well, we had one like that at set point in the first set that just crawled over.
I think LePivert and Protesenko are thinking to themselves, if we can just keep these points going long enough, we're going to get a shot clock error or a force, where we'll get offense or just a mistake from their opponents. And I think they're going to have to win a grind or two here.
Deep in the court for that shot.
Certainly was high, certainly was ready, but he was pretty far back. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Just I thought for a second there LePivert was going down. He lost his balance.
Head out.
Well, Parsons was letting that ball through and it hit him in the paddle.
Yeah, he couldn't pull his paddle away.
And there's the break.
Game, LePivert.
It's interesting, Brad. I watched Protesenko and LePivert's first two matches, and I thought they played really well. Good wins, not great wins, good wins. This would obviously be the biggest win of their partnership.
Right.
But you don't feel like either of them's even playing particularly well, do you?
No, I liked that game there, but still, we ended up with 4 or 5 missed volleys. Now, those missed volleys aren't all easy. So, I mean,
no, those were forced errors to me.
Right. I mean, so.
But my point is the same, right? They're in the third set with the number 2 seed.
Look,
and I don't feel like they played well.
I agree with you. Certainly in the first set, which they lost 7-5, they were down 4-1 and then 5-2, and they just got gifted 3 games in a row to get to the 7-5. In the second set, you didn't feel like they were winning their way back into it.
And then here, for some reason, they're going to have Protesenko serve on the shady side of the court by choice, which I don't understand at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But, yeah, you don't get the feeling, ooh, there you go. Parsons ripping it in there, but that's out.
15
And
love.
now you feel like you're worried about Arraya and Parsons pressing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just saying, let's just grip it and rip it, and if we win, we win. If we don't, we just go home. And
Especially given their recent history.
but I did like the way LePivert and Protesenko played that last game. That's
15 all.
He giveth and he taketh away. That's a great winner. Incredible shot.
Yeah, I thought that was, one of the really solid game they played.
Yeah, because they brought some offense and they lobbed really well. But I've got the feeling like it's sort of flipped around now, where they think if they can just keep the ball in play long enough, they're going to get something.
30-15.
I mean,
When
what
Arraya's
is that?
left the building.
Yeah, what is that? That's just mentally gone.
And then
30 all.
Protesenko with another overhand serve and another fault.
Good move from LePivert to get out of the way.
That ball clearly was lost in the sun by Parsons.
Ah, good
Great
get.
pickup from Arraya.
Really good get. Oh, terrific let cord winner.
30-40.
And a chance to break back. Great shot from Parsons.
30-40.
But again, LePivert set it up with the hard backside overhead.
Yeah, he did the spin into the back wire first, and it just flies off.
Game Arraya Parsons.
I mean, that's the type
Games
of
are
play I'm
won
talking
all
about.
third
It
set.
should be like a really tense moment of the match. Everybody's tightening up their game, and it's just like, it's all kind of falling apart.
It's kind of what we've seen, though, right?
Yeah.
Sort of the mojo that's out here.
Just weird. It's a weird match. I mean, I really don't understand Protesenko serving first.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is they really want the sides.
LePivert hit the umpire again.
15 love.
Think that was intentional? I think he was mad at him.
Could be.
I don't know why they would want the sides that way.
Get all the way back in here.
Kelly Diesel signals home run.
30 love.
That is a home run. Yeah. Clears the fences. You can touch all the bases and you're out of there.
Miguel Cobbs has the record at Crest Hollow for longest home run.
And we should also notice here in our terrific format here
30-15.
at Philadelphia that
Pitchers and catchers.
we do have the men's open event going on as well. Our top seeds there is it Chizikwe and not sure. I got to take a look
Yes,
again.
but they are number one.
Yeah.
So now they're doing one up, one back with Parsons up and Arraya back. Man, I don't mean to minimize the conditions. The conditions are hard as Parsons loses
30
another
out.
overhead in the sun. But I can't attribute all the poor play to the sun. Forehand through from Protesenko. Great slash from Protesenko.
30-40.
First one he's had for the match. And it's another break opportunity.
Yeah, like a lot of players, I've watched Protesenko practice a little, and he's excellent. Come on. There you go. I think my encouragement helped him there.
And then he catches the seam.
Game LePivert Protesenko.
shot.
They lead the third set, 2-1.
By Parsons were up 30, love that game. And lose it.
Well, at this point, you know, we've come a long way. All bets are off. You know, any team that can just tighten this up, deal with the elements, the sun, which is incredibly bright, as we've mentioned ad nauseum here. It is a definite difference maker out there.
And that's 3 breaks in a row to start the third set.
Good soft hands there from Arraya. And there's a perfect Max LePivert patented move. He uses that move more than almost anyone. Beautifully done.
Do you think the warm weather is impacting play, Bradford?
I mean, it has to be to some degree. I mean, the ball's flying off the paddle some. It's very hard to keep it on the screens.
Another bad volley by Arraya, just left it hanging there.
15 love.
I do think Protesenko LePivert played a good third set so far. See if they can maintain the level.
Oh no, I think the first game or two, they've really come into at least a good zone of what they're trying to do. And now, would you say Protesenko is driving more or less now?
Probably a little less.
Yeah, a little less. He's still driving some, but a little less, taking good spot
30
drive.
love.
Nice ball there.
Although that's still a really surprising missed volley from Parsons.
You would think that ball gets made more often than not, for sure. Although recent play has not shown that. Oh,
Boy, had the whole court there.
30-15.
yeah, I can't fault him for pulling the trigger.
No, good swing.
You're going to miss. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, that was out. It's out.
Called out and
saw
confirmed
space.
by the umpire.
Boy, Parsons and Arraya both thought that ball was good.
Yep.
40-15, chance for hold.
A little bit of that
40-15.
hang dog going on now here for Arraya Parsons. Kelly Diesel thinks that Arraya and Parsons are in trouble. I mean, it's already the first time they've been down in the match, so. And certainly the energy doesn't look good. You feel sort of like Protesenko and LePivert have at least a strategy and a thought process here. They've turned it into a good lob drive. Wow. I think just caught the sideline.
I don't know how that found the court from that angle.
Out of nowhere. But Protesenko does a good job. He doesn't load up on his drive or anything. He just sort of, he's pretty quick with it as well. You know, forehand or backhand.
Just fires through.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a great look from
40-30.
LePivert on his pen and move. And
great setup by Protesenko with that down the line lob. All you could ask for. If they don't win this match or win this game, that's when he's really going to look back on.
yeah, for sure. Oof, thumped. See, that's interesting. You know, he had an opportunity to come in.
I think that's sun.
I think it is. That's my point.
Yeah.
I think he's decided that the better way to go about this is from the backcourt. And then they got 2 ways to win. They might be able to get the good drive like that, force a volley error, or if they can just outlast Parsons and Arraya. Kelly just scribbled out his notes saying that AP is in trouble. He can't seem to make up his mind.
He's got no belief at all.
Yes. Ooh, beautiful push down the line. They're coming in.
But do they want to be in?
That's the question, because if you were a lefty, it might not be as bad. You see the angle of the sun that's coming in there. It is straight into your face as you turn to the right for a right-handed player. A lefty could turn the other direction and may have a better shot at it, but all these players are righty. I've seen in the past too, and I've done it myself, turning the other way and using the backhand actually, if the sun is that bad.
They seem to be handling the sun pretty well now.
Yep.
Better than you were before.
Ooh, close. Good volley.
Great crowd here at the Philly Cricket Club.
Oh, it's a great day. Plenty of people enjoying a beer on the afternoon. Has that great feel. I mean, it is beautiful. 52 degrees, sunny. Perfect day to get a little sun.
Couple great volleys from Parsons off the net.
Great get. How about that?
And there's a look into the sun as you can see what the players are looking at.
And see that glare actually off the court. Now, I don't know if that's our cameras picking up more of that, but I'd have to think that's all part of what they're seeing.
It's deep. Yeah.
Ball's called out.
It was
confirmed.
it was back past the line.
Past the line. That would be deep.
Heck,
And there's a
Game
break.
Parsons games are 2-all.
Wow. Remember that missed LePivert high forehand at 40-15.
And
Could
that
have been the
was
turning point.
That was actually a really big deal there. 3-1 for LePivert Protesenko. You have Parsons and Arraya a little bit kind of hangdog, lacking in energy, and they pull out the break there, play a couple of tough points with no give-backs.
Kelly Diesel just scribbled a really good comment down there. He says, "What do I know?"
There you go. I often am saying the same thing. Great lob.
That's smart from Arraya. The sun's bad over there. There's no reason to press it.
Yeah, I think this is all going to center and be basically on the Arraya and Parsons paddle, in the sense like they just need no givebacks. If they can just play a little more error-free, still take their swings and their shots, but they're going to have to grind a little. And you can see this match flipping into a grind right now. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I mean, they were making error after error before.
Yeah. I mean, just forcing and pushing the play and missing volleys. Now, that's a good strike. I have no problem with hitting your shots.
Yeah.
But you can't just, hit them without a purpose.
Looks like John Lubau's chasing that ball down. John is extraordinarily good at that.
He's playing a little fetch, brings the ball in there. I think that was Scotty Falatek.
Yeah, it was a team effort.
Team
Lubau
effort.
got it and then tossed it to Falatek.
Relay, I love it. Teamwork here at the Philadelphia Cricket Club.
A little more energy in Arraya right now. Shoulders are up.
And then a
30
big
positive energy.
Well, getting that break at
40-15.
2-1 down, 40-15. That'll give you a little boost. read there from Protesenko. Beautiful. Oh, I think he lost that. I don't think he saw it.
It was interesting because it almost looked like he thought LePivert was going to play it.
Yeah, that's either, it could have been that as well.
But LePivert never had any intent in playing it. As they switch sides to put LePivert's overhead in the middle. Yeah,
Oh, let
can't
cord.
reach for that ball.
Great dig.
Third panel slam. Well, he's got him on a string a little bit here.
But he forced that. He was feeling the
40
pressure.
love.
Yep. Went for it early there because you got Parsons right on top of the net. Great plan. Good pressure.
And that ball was middle of the net. Had no chance to win the point.
He had a one-hander there. Flipped it off the screen. That's it.
Wild backhand
Game Arraya Parsons. They lead the third set 3 games
so
to 2.
2-1, 40-15. They lost 8 points in a row.
Yep. So that's a great turnaround for Arraya Parsons. And like I said before, I think it's all about them stopping the errors. No give backs. You miss a ball, you miss a shot. They hit a great ball. Terrific. But just don't give them, don't give them the points. Well, Mark, I am pleased to say that the sun is now in your face.
That was your revenge.
And very happy with that. I'll even donate my sunglasses to you if you like.
I'm good, Bradford. I can play without
Are you
it.
saying you're more of a man than me, or because But I'm just worried about my future night vision. I don't want to get snow blindness, or whatever you call it.
Or blindness.
Snow
okay,
blindness.
So now they've made the decision earlier to have Protesenko serve first,
and that's the way it is for the rest of the set.
Oh, and Arraya misses. The first one he's missed.
15 love.
Yeah, he hasn't missed too many of those. He was going straight at LePivert, who's getting out of the way. Very hard hit, LePivert. He's not, he's slippery.
He's so small.
He's not a lot of body mass there. He's very quick. Very slippery out there. I love that shot. Great dig. Full one up, one back. High formation here. Love it. Wow, surprising. He had a last second flip on that. It looked like he's just letting it go to the screen. Then he
all of his body was letting go to the screen except for his right hand.
He just flipped out at it.
This is going to be a tough hold, even with the sun.
Yep. Good move forward there. Yep. Yeah, they just cut out the giveaways. That's the mantra.
A lot of short lobs. Oh.
That was good. It almost looked like he was just.
It didn't. It almost looked like it. It looked like it.
But then again, they didn't make the call. If your opponents don't make a call, the ball is
good.
in. You play it. Ooh. The continental high forehand there. Nice shot.
Oh, great volley from Protesenko.
Yeah, but Protesenko's playing with fire there, trying to shoot that ball across to the other side of the court. The line was open.
Again, so few lobs pushing him out of the service box.
Hard. Oh! But that's great point there from Arraya Parsons.
Very solid.
Just playing solid ball, and then they get actually Protesenko 2 points in this game here. First you have LePivert reaching out for a ball that's going into the screen, and then you got another stab there from Protesenko. Great job, but well done from Parsons and Arraya to set those things up. That's a great volley. Oh.
What a shot from Parsons. Great dig from LePivert, though.
Yeah, so good. So hard to get the net from these guys.
And it's really interesting the style of play that Arraya Parsons have dragged him into in the last few minutes. So you're Protesenko and LePivert, you're on the shady side. Why are you not taking over the net and playing the net, hitting the overheads?
Well, because Protesenko doesn't serve him volley.
Yeah, but after that, I thought there were a couple opportunities there they could have taken over the net that they didn't.
I mean, yes, but what they're doing a good job here is, you know, they're playing the one-up, one-back, and Parsons is just sticking balls behind them every time they try to come forward. They haven't been able to actually make the full transition.
Here they transition forward. That's a good lob from Arraya.
What I love to see now from Arraya and Parsons is they're
great
just
backhand from Parsons.
Terrific backhand.
Game Arraya Parsons.
Their
they
errors
lead the third set.
have
4-2.
disappeared. The crazy play has disappeared, and as a consequence, the level's gone up.
Yeah, significantly.
And it's not even that.
Yeah.
It's
one game in the last set.
You know, now they're putting the pressure back on LePivert and Protesenko. How are Protesenko and LePivert going to win points if they don't give them points?
Yep.
You know, on balance, who has more offense?
Well, clearly Arraya and Parsons.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they're not giving them points, wouldn't you think wouldn't you think Arraya and Parsons would be winning the match, right? But there are so many times where they're just and that go. Wow, it is a great look.
I think this is almost a must-win game for LePivert Protesenko because they're going to switch sides. They're going to be on the sunny side the next 2 games after that.
And what was great about the, LePivert and Protesenko's comeback was they started playing. That's a great roller there, and Arraya just misreads it slightly. He moved a step in to play it off one screen, then tried to step back out.
To see that from Arraya. He's normally just rock solid in the wires.
Yeah, that was a good one there from Protesenko. Great roller. And I always say that to people. That's what a good overhead does. It makes you choose. Ooh, surprising miss there.
Boy, after playing a couple of really solid games, opened up this game with 2 sloppy points.
Yeah, that certainly was just a missed forehand there from Parsons. I'm going to give him a little break and give more credit to the Protesenko overhead on the one before.
Did it catch you? No, I said did it.
He's asking if it hit him. It's not his call.
No, it's not his call.
It's Araya's call. Araya's saying it did not hit him.
Yeah, it was on the other side of you, so I couldn't see it.
Well, I don't think it hit
40.
him. Yeah. Love 40. They're saying it hit him.
I think Parsons said, I think it hits you.
Oh, okay. There it is. That's very generous. That's kind of a big moment.
Yeah,
15-30 to Love 40 is a turnaround now. They got to break up, but they're going to be
more like a hold up.
Right. Oof. Great touch. See Arraya trying a little different ball. See if he can get LePivert to bite on an offensive volley. Make an error. Oh,
Great action there.
the hands. So good. And the shorts are always so short.
Well, LePivert wears the size extra small. I think that was a drop shot, Brad.
I think he was just baiting him. It's like a quasi drop. He's on his heel. Once you catch him a little off, he's going to bait him into the shot. Love it. That's good. And he
Game,
got him to be
LePivert,
impatient
Protesenko.
there. He hit a
Arraya
drive from
Parsons
his
lead the third
heels,
set 4-3.
and that's what gets it. So let's see this. Oh, it looks
Yeah.
like it hits him right in the body.
Yeah.
I mean, from that vantage point there,
Yeah,
it looks like it
clearly hit
went
him.
square right off his chest.
Chest or butt?
I think right on his side, actually,
Side, yeah.
as he's turning sideways.
You know, maybe that he's got so much padding there he couldn't
feel
it. Yeah, I think
Yep.
that was it.
So good for them for getting it right.
So LePivert will serve 3-4, final set.
Sunny side now. They're on with the sun in there. He's probably going to serve and stay back. He's been doing it for the most part.
Question is, where's Protesenko going to play? Coming into the net. Protesenko's an exciting young player, a lot of weapons.
Oh, no, he can hit it off both sides really well. I've really enjoyed seeing that him dial up some balls today. Last time I saw him play with Durant Mitchell, just all off-pace drives. He can bring it. He's got a lot of offense, a lot of upside. Nice. That's a great shot from Parsons right at the crease. Very close.
Great forehand there from LePivert.
Yeah, this is a battle now. I don't know what time sunset is today, because it occurs to me as this is winding down and the time is nice shots.
Oh, what a dig from LePivert.
Great hands.
No,
Called
it was
out.
It was definitely out.
Definitely out. Confirmed.
Wow, I thought
Great
the ball
job.
was inside the line.
Hard for me to tell what angle the action was moving, but
No,
confirmed.
15
The
love.
umpire's been very good about
15
decisive
love.
calls. And
First point.
simple. 15 love. You know, Sunsight's going to be interesting when we get around to the finals. If it's still hanging right on there, it could be like a laser beam in there.
Yeah, sun won't be bad by the finals. It kind of dips behind the trees.
Gets over there.
Yeah, won't be an issue at all. Just this one slot in the afternoon that
Right.
it's bad.
Umpire Derek Yost doing a good job up there. Had a bunch of calls that were questioned today. He's been terrific about it.
Great slide by Arraya. Ball
Yeah,
just kind of hit him in the paddle.
Done a really good job of that. That's a great lob. Nice move, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that move.
You don't like it?
Nope.
Just because
Great
anytime
hit.
he's going forward, you don't think he should mix it up?
Yeah, I just think against Arraya Parsons, they got to hang in there, and you just don't want to get into those blitzing battles with Arraya.
Well, it's a reasonable point. I mean, because what you're saying, regardless of whether it was a good move or not, you don't want to be
At that
engaging
point
in
in the
that
match, yeah.
activity that
15
often.
all.
To me, that's not the
Right.
strategy they should
Gotcha.
be employing.
And it'll take you away from the way you want to play going forward. Even if he's successful there, it might be worse for him.
Yep.
Gotcha.
LePivert had a great swing there and just missed it.
Yep. Oh, another great swing.
That's like his
15-30.
third one.
3 in a row he's missed. And like
Yeah.
you said before, at up 2-1,
40-15.
40-15, he had a good look at one. That was the first of those 3 forehand misses. I mean, it's the play he's looking for more than any other.
And then
There you
Arraya gets caught in transition very late coming in, and he knows it.
And he's also not prepared. He didn't come in with his paddle out, ready to go. That ball just caught him underneath his feet.
So rare to see Arraya in the middle of the court like that. He's usually charging forward.
Nice.
Slash, great dig.
Yeah, I think Araya's missed enough cutters where he's putting it away. I would have thought he might have hit a finishing short cutter there. But he has not brought it out recently.
30-40.
I think it's
Okay.
been a good thing because
He's been missing it a lot.
he's missed too many, even though he's put away a bunch.
Break point right here.
That's a good ball.
Deuce.
Nice. Great touch. Drops
Yeah.
it right near the side wire.
Hard
Makes
for
it
Parsons
hard.
to get his paddle on it.
Yeah, he should have stopped and waited for it, but it's very tough when you're running full out to go get it, to make that decision. And just easy, to say here, but great shot.
So that was a ball that Protesenko really could have ripped, and I didn't feel like he did.
Yeah.
That's a great overhead from Arraya.
Oh, just
That's
carved
the
him
ball
up on that one.
Protesenko takes one step to his left, and at that point he's
Head out.
beat because the ball's coming hard to his right. At least based on his back to being to the net.
Yes. And no, you're 100% right. And the tricky thing that Arraya does so well some of the time is that ball, sometimes he'll hit it hard enough where it shoots to his right and comes off the side screen. That one barely did, so Protesenko made a move thinking he could cover it that way. Ah, Parsons, you want that one back?
Deuce.
That's a little bit of a nice gift for Protesenko.
On a huge point.
Yep.
And so few points with Protesenko and LePivert at the net.
Couple of probing drives there from Parsons and Arraya.
The sun has really swung around a long way, so it's no longer behind the court. It's coming out of Parsons' corner almost side wire.
Yeah, it's still really tough and low. Love that shot right through his legs.
And that's
Advantage,
textbook
Arraya
Arraya Parsons, where Parsons drives the ball, Arraya blitzes, wins in transition.
See if
Break
they
point
can
number
close
3.
this out. Oh,
Freezes him with the backhand.
Protesenko just got stunned there. Should have been his volley in the middle. Oh, that's well done from Arraya.
A great shot from Parsons there in transition.
Smart. LePivert not taking a risk. Throws it back up while his partner transitions back to the baseline.
Parsons is looking for that nick. Oh, what a get from Parsons.
Great get.
He went a long way for that ball.
Ooh. This is a great point. I love it. Looks like all the players recognize the huge gravity of this.
Oh, there.
What
you could see that momentary
Game
change
Arraya
in
Parsons,
grip, and he got
they lead
himself
the
in
third
trouble.
Set, 5-3.
I tell you, he did 2 masterful cut overheads to the back screen where he hit them the perfect pace, and the ball did not explode to the side wire. It went off, went straight to the side wire, but died there. Great shot from Arraya. 2 excellent balls.
Okay.
Serving for the match.
Finally have a little bit of tension in the match.
Yeah, well, they've just stopped the errors. You know, it's not a magic trick, you know. They're just less giveaways.
And, of course, Parsons catches the nick. Shouldn't be a surprise. But that's a ball he's got to put back in play.
Yeah, I thought he had it,
love.
but just couldn't control it.
And this has got to be a tough place to return from. Now he's looking straight into the sun.
Yep. Two-handed dunk. Don't see that very often.
They are working him over there.
They are working him big.
30
and
love.
Just sets up Arraya. A couple of tough lobs, short. Great job. 2 points from the match. And that's a great move there from Protesenko.
30-15.
Engages in the blitz, which you don't want him to do, but he wins that one.
Won that one. Here it comes.
He's got to get those lobs up. He's got to use his legs, get under the ball, lift it. They're all short, and they're just all over him. He's got no time to recover. That's a good lob.
Great exchange.
And they are working Protesenko here. Working him.
That was a nice shank forehand from LePivert.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he shanked it or just lost his confidence and took everything off it. Certainly thought he was going to blast that. He ended up with a floater. Good lob.
Good decision by LePivert there.
Yeah, it was a great overhead from that position from Parsons. That's the overhead that's worked so well for Arraya in the recent few times where he's hitting it, cutting it hard to the back first wire. Protesenko's side, and the ball shoots to the side and dies over there. There was another attempt at it, but it came off the side screen. They are going to work over Protesenko in this point. So far, so good. Protesenko's up to it.
Made a lot of good decisions. That's just to stay in the point.
Yep. And there you got LePivert. Just
40-15.
a quick switch from Parsons, and
How did
nice
he miss
dunk.
that ball?
I mean, he just got surprised and he just missed. So it's match point here. 2 match points for Arraya. Oh, there's one left. Great,
40-30.
great grip.
Arraya and Parsons lost here last year in October after being up 2 match points against McNerney Chervinsky.
And there's another one right back. Great job. 2 big drives. One from LePivert, the other from Protesenko. Yeah, that is not a good move there.
Well, he survived the exchange.
Parsons, such a good job getting in position. He doesn't make that volley if he doesn't slide over to his right like that.
And there
This is it.
Oh, now Mark looks like he's hobbling a little bit. Something about
Arraya.
his knee.
Did he hit his knee with the paddle? That's what I'm guessing. But
Match
who
point
knows?
number 3.
Yep. We're going to see more of the same diet of working over Protesenko.
Good lob there from LePivert. Great volley from LePivert.
Yep. It's right on his shoe tops. That's out, and that is game, set,
and
match.
Arraya Parsons win the 3rd set, 6-3.
So that was ended up being a really good 3rd set.
Yeah, last 5-6 games in the 3rd set were fun.
Yeah, and then that crucial moment
Thanks, guys.
up 2-1 when you have Protesenko and LePivert about to go up 3-1, and he's got that high forehand, and he proceeded to miss a couple more after that. That was a big, big turning point, and that's when Arraya and Parsons made their move and stopped giving away the points.
How do you see the finals playing out, Brad?
I think they'll play 2 out of 3. And
Really?
yeah, Durant Mitchell against
Wow.
Arraya Parsons. It doesn't get much better than that, but I mean, Durant Mitchell have been tough, and this will be, in my estimation, I mean, I got to think of Arraya Parsons. They were killing them in Boston until it sort of flipped over on them, and that's when it lost their way. They played great in the first set against Durant Mitchell, and that's when Durant Mitchell have basically propelled themselves forward, you know, going to the finals there and winning the next tournament, Short Hills. So
Okay,
I look
we'll,
forward to a
we'll
great
be
one.
back at 5 o'clock right here after these messages, right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.